Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button please. Okay. Today we're going to be looking at some of the customizations you can do in iOS 14. So I've spent some time getting my phone all gorgeous with a theme, doing some shortcuts, using some widgets. Let's jump right into it. So I'm going to be going through step by step on how I went from this to this. It goes without saying that the very first thing you need to do is actually update your phone. So I'm just going to show you quickly how you do that. I've already done it, but so it'll look a little bit different on your phone. But we go into settings, then we go down to general, software update, and then as you can see mine says iOS 14, your software is up to date. But if you haven't done this yet, it'll give you the option to update your phone. So if you want to follow along with this video, you're going to have to do that now. The next thing you're going to want to do is pick a theme. So I just looked online for some cool backgrounds. I'm really enjoying like neutral tones, very earthy, oranges, like grayish, that type of thing. So I just looked for an abstract print and I went with this one. So this is going to be my background while I'm using iOS 14 for now, until maybe I update things later on. So pick something cool, pick something that you like, something that speaks to you, something that you like the colors with, so that you can really put an aesthetically pleasing theme together. So if you want to follow along, I'd pick something now. The next thing we're going to need to do is purge our apps. So as you can see from my video, I have collated a lot of apps while I've had this phone, and I don't actually use a lot of them, and some of them I don't go for all the time. So I'm going to be making use of the app library, which is something they've introduced in iOS 14, which is basically like a search feature right at the end where you can access your apps, like an app tray, rather than having them all on home screens, so we can minimize the amount of home screens we need. So I'm just going to go through and do that now. So I'm either going to delete the apps or move them to the app library, like you can see here. Basically, I'm just going to cut down all of my apps to the bare minimum, and then we can move on to the next step. Now, as you can see, I have completely wiped my phone. All of my apps have been moved to the app library and my home screen is clear, ready for me to start. So this means I need to open Widget Smith. So firstly, you're going to have to download that. You go to the App Store, type in Widget Smith and download it, and it allows you to customize your widgets so that you can put everything together with a beautiful theme. So as you can see, there's lots of different sizes of widgets you can choose from. There's a small widget, a medium, or a large. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do is create a small widget with the date on it. So first of all, I pick small widget, then I pick the day and date option. As you can see, there's lots of different things you can do with the small widgets, but I'm just going to give you this as an example to start off with. Once I've chosen day and date, I then picked a font. I'm going to go with New York. I'm going to keep it in white. And then I've got to pick the background color for the widget. As you can see, there's loads of different ones. So I went with the beige because I felt like it went with my background the best. So now that I've created that widget, I go back to my home page and I go right down to the bottom of the options and add in the small widget. And there it is. Just like that. And you can see it really goes with my background really good. So let's move on to some of the other cool things you can do to customize your home screen in iOS 14. The next cool feature I'm going to use is shortcuts. So if you go and search for shortcuts in your app library, you can create shortcuts to different apps, which then allows you to customize how they look so they better fit in with your theme. You need to create a new shortcut with scripting, and then you click open app, then pick the app you want to open. I'm going to start with Spotify. So I've called the shortcut Spotify, and now I get to change the icon. So I'm going to change the color to something I think will go better with my theme. And then I'm going to change the little icon so it's something to do with music. I've made a couple of these already, so I'll show you how they look on my home screen. I've done another one for Instagram as well because I go for Instagram a lot, so I've added that to my home screen. Also, I also made another widget with Widget Smith, which is a steps one, and I coloured it in like a burnt orange because I feel like that goes with my theme really well. The next shortcut I'm going to make is for FaceTime because I use that all the time because I'm always contacting my family. So I'm going to make a pretty shortcut for the FaceTime app. You can watch me do that here, and I'm going to add that to my home screen. I did try and play around with the placement of a lot of these widgets and shortcuts, but unfortunately you can't really snap it like a grid. They kind of fall into place based on what's already in the space. You can move things around in relation to the other ones, but you can't just put it into a big empty space. It'll always snap back to being closer to the other things on the screen, unfortunately. So maybe that'll be something that they change in a later update. Another thing that you can do with the widgets is there's loads of apps now that you can download with different options for different widgets. So something that I thought would be really cool to have on my home screen is like a motivational quote, something that I can look at and keep me motivated all day. So I looked around for an app and I found Motivation Daily Quotes, and I installed that, which basically allows you to put in a widget and the quotes update automatically, and you can change the background. There are purchases in the app, but I'm using the free version, so you can pick what kind of themes of motivation you want and how many times a day it changes, and there's times on which it changes, like I'm doing here. So as you can see, you can swipe through the different quotes that are available, and you can make different mixes, different categories. And I thought that this was really cool, so this is something that I've incorporated into my homepage. You can change for different themes, so I did look through to see what themes would suit my overall theme best. So I went ahead and added the medium widget to the bottom of my home screen. I did change the theme around to something that I thought would look a bit better, so in the end it ended up being something a little more in keeping with what I'm going for. I did have to watch a couple of ads in order to unlock the different themes, but it's only for like 20 seconds, so I thought it was really simple rather than paying for the premium subscription. Just like in the previous versions of iOS, you can have multiple pages. You can have hidden pages in iOS 14, but that's not a feature that I've utilised yet. I have added a second page where I haven't used so much of the shortcuts and used some of the Apple widgets. So I've gone ahead and used the Siri Suggestions apps, where basically Siri will update it with the apps that she thinks you will need at the time. So it's got their normal thumbnails, not the shortcut ones that I've made on my front page, which is more completely on theme. And then I've gone ahead and added a photo. So this again is a suggested photo. It goes through your memories. So I think this is really cute. This is one of Ed from when we went to a wedding and he's holding a baby, and I think it's one of my favourite photos of him. So I'm glad that this one's got suggested. And then I've gone ahead and added a couple of other little things as well. So this has been a quick run through of how I have customized my phone using iOS 14 and a couple of apps like Widget Smith and Motivation. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love ya!